Section 11.2, Events involving not and or. The complement rule for probability. The probability that an event E will not occur is 1 minus the probability that the event will occur. Example 1. A single card is drawn from a standard deck of 52 cards. What is the probability it is not a king? There are 4 kings in a deck of 52 cards. Probability of a king is 4 out of 52. Probability of not a king is 1 minus 4 out of 52, which is 48 out of 52, which is 12/13. Example 2. 5 fair coins are tossed. What is the probability that at least 2 turn up heads? At least 2 turn up heads means not 1 head. How many possible outcomes are there? 2 to the 5th. We are flipping 5 coins, and there are 2 possible outcomes from each coin. Which outcomes only have 1 head? All tails, 1 head and 4 tails, 1 tail, 1 head and 3 tails, 2 tails, a head and 2 tails, 3 tails, a head and 1 tail, 4 tails and 1 head. 6 outcomes have only 1 head or 0 heads. Probability of only 1 head or 0 heads is 6 out of 32. So the probability of at least 2 heads is 1 minus the probability of only 1 head or 0 heads. 1 minus 6 over 32, 26 over 32, 13/16. The addition rule for probability. If A and B are events, then the probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. Example, one number is randomly selected from the digits 1 through 10. What is the probability it is odd or a multiple of 3? The probability of odd or a multiple of 3 is the probability of odd plus the probability it's a multiple of 3 minus the probability that it's odd and a multiple of 3. Probability that's an odd is 5 out of 10. Probability that it's a multiple of 3, it could be 3, 6, or 9. 3 out of 10. Odd and a multiple of 3. 2 out of 10. 3 and 9 are the ones that are odds and multiples of 3. So it's 5/10 plus 3/10 minus 2/10, 6/10, which is 3/5. Example 4. Emily must choose one of 20 elective courses, of which 8 are recreational, 9 are interesting, and 3 are both recreational and interesting. If she selects a course at random, what is the probability it will have at least one of these attributes? Probability that it's recreational is 8/20. Probability that it's interesting is 9/20. Probability that it's recreational and interesting is 3/20. So the probability that it's recreational or interesting is 8/20 plus 9/20 minus 3/20, 14/20, which is 7/10. Example 5. A single card is drawn from a standard deck of 52 cards. What is the probability it is a spade or a red card? Spades are black, and there are 13 of them. Red cards, there are 26 of them. The probability of spade or red is the probability of a spade plus the probability of red. Spades and reds do not overlap at all. Probability of the spade is 13 over 52. Probability of red is 26 over 52. 13 over 52 plus 26 over 52 is 39 over 52, which is 3/4. Two events that cannot occur simultaneously, like we just had with the spade and the red card, are said to be mutually exclusive. Example 6. Each evening, Amy spends 1 to 6 hours on her homework. The probability that Amy will work on homework X hours on a particular evening is shown in the table below. So what's the probability that she works on her homework for less than 3 hours? Less than 3 hours would be 1 hour or 2 hours. Reading from the chart, it's 0.05 plus 0.10. Probability that she has less than 3 hours of homework is 0.15. Probability that it takes her longer than 2 hours to do her homework is going to be the probability it's 3 hours plus the probability of 4 hours plus the probability of 5 hours plus the probability of 6 hours. 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0.10 plus 0.15. 0.85. Probability that X is between 1 and 5 hours of homework. We can see that it is not equal to 1. So it's going to be the probability of 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and 5 hours because it is equal to 5. 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0.5, which is 0.8. And the probability that she spends less than 5 hours on her homework is 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. 0.05 plus 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.4. It's 0.75. Those are the notes for section 11.2, events involving not and or.